Welcome to Florida Jeep Rides.
Today we're going to install some lights onto Randy's Jeep. We bought these like 6 months ago and I'm just now getting around to it. We got my grandson here today and Zelda.
It's always
our bearded dragon. Let's get into it. You want to open it?
I'm busy having the Zelda.
Busy having the Zelda. Alright, let's cut this seal.
Don't do this at home with a knife.
No, do it at work.
Yeah, do it at work and not at home.
Okay. On the inside, we got the wiring kit.
We got a manual.
A manual or catalog. One headlight. And another light. Ooh. The Apollo Pro series. What's also in the wiring harness, it looks like we got instructions on how to wire them up and a sticker. And then this is a catalog with just some different products and stuff that you could buy. It's going to be pretty simple. They're going on some pre-done things. Let's go ahead and stick those on. You want to stick one on?
Yeah.
And I'll stick one on.
Okay. Zelda is now gone. Busy.
9/16 or 14 millimeter wrench required to put these on. So open it up. Just untwist that. Carefully pull it out. Take the bag off. Got it? Hold it up. Take that nut off the end. You're probably going to have to use your wrench.
I don't have one.
Right there in front of you. Once you loosen it, it'll come off. Well, lefty loosey, righty tighty.
This right side?
Yep, you should.
Wait.
Other way.
Other way.
That's tightening it. Other way. Flip it upside down. Whichever way this is facing,
the other way,
that means it twists this way. If it's that, it twists that way. There's a little mechanic secret for you. You can take it off by hand and get it to where that's all you have left. Okay, next. Take your light and make it face like this. Just like that. I'm gonna push it all the way back. Take your flat washer.
Is this the flat washer?
Yep, that's the flat washer.
From where?
Underneath. Then your locking washer. Then your nut has got to go on the bottom. And you want to turn it counterclockwise.
But you can pay for this.
What? How about I just bought you lunch?
Yeah, lunch doesn't count. You decided to do that.
I decided to do that?
That doesn't count.
Keep going. Now hold it on with your hold it on there like that with your other hand down here. Hold it on. Turn it, crank it. Click it, crank it. Go ahead. There is some instructions with a little wiring diagram that shows you the relay. It's a little block. It's going to go to the ground. The other one's going to go to the DC 12 volt. One's going to go to a power supply, which is on the battery. And then there's a fuse in there. And that goes to the lights. Now that you got your wiring loom stretched out, next thing we do is we're going to figure out exactly where we're going to run all this. The cowling. Last time I had the lights on there, they were getting awfully close to the windshield wiper assembly. So I'm going to run it in the front. Let's open it up and take a look and see where we're going to run our lights. Now, depending on the size of the holes that you have on the back of your mounts, if you take a step bit, you could probably drill that out a little bit to make room for this block that's coming off of the lights. Currently, I'm just tucking it under there. You know, you could actually probably crack this shell open and stick it into your wire loom if you wanted. On your switch, one of the blades coming out of the switch is colored differently. It's a brass colored blade. That's where your black ground wire is going to go, to the brass colored blade. So they did make a way for you to be able to tell. Then the white is going to go on the bottom, and the green is going to go in the middle. So now you'll have all three of them hooked up. Tighten that cowling back down. Make sure you tighten it up, otherwise you'll have a rattling wherever you go. So you got a positive white with a fuse. That's going to go to your positive power source, which in my case is going to be the battery. You also have a yellow power lead that has a fuse on it. That's going to go to the battery. The military batteries give me extra places to make connections, but ideally getting a nice fuse box would be the perfect solution for this. Lastly, I need to hook up my ground, which is over here, and that's going to the ground on the battery terminal as well. All wired up, but before I put all the wires and tuck them under and run them through the dash, I want to make sure that my lights work. So let's flip the switch and see if they come on. There you go. This one's on, other one's on. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the wires off and I'm going to run it through the foam hole right over here. Now to pull the wires through, I'm just using an old antenna. It'll come right through and out this other side. Put the antenna right in and it comes out the other side. Now all I got to do is attach my wires to that and pull them on through. Wires are now taped up. And there's my wires. Now you're going to have to decide where you want to put your switch. So I'm running my wires through the dash compartment up to the top console here, right to where that is. That'll give you access up that way to be able to get them wherever you want them. Or you can mount it right here. You can put a light switch right there if you want. I'm just going to leave mine up here for right now. Undo these two screws in here. It's a little 7mm. Then you can pull this backwards and that'll give you room to get your wires up where they need to be. I don't really like just having my switch here, but for right now, that's where it's going to be to turn it on. So that's how you run your wires into the cabin area of your Jeep, through the little teeny foam hole in the firewall, up under the dash and up into wherever you want to mount your lights. They make some really nice ones that go up in here that control that. That would be my recommendation because that's a nice clean look. KC HiLiTES, pretty easy to install. Takes probably an hour or so. Just follow the instructions. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt and this has been a how-to video on Florida Jeep Rides.